Thank you, auditory. What that is me. I'm back. It's second time after being off for 1 year. Mig dead, Mig live now. I know, sorry for that. I forgot. I was saying, there he is. I was saying, I'm trying to tame the perfectionist side of me, not spend 1 hour preparing this stream just to be 110% sure everything is right. I'm trying to do more like Dries and just be cool. Don't bother too much. Not let anyone know. When I'm ready. Start streaming. So some things may be off. I still take a lot of care to make things right. Don't take me wrong. You would not believe how much effort I put in. But things may be wrong. I didn't get everything back and running. My stream deck is not, so I need to switch my scenes manually by clicking. There is a slim chance I will click stop streaming instead of switching the scene, and so on and so on. Anyway, great to see you. Kev, big shout out to you. Thank you for all the kind words. You're number one reason I came back. I saw it. So thank you. It really helped. And also, good to see you streaming as well. I thought you gave up as well, and then some months ago I see you're back. Yay! The instruments part is also not working. So for example, my audio interface, the jack cable for the headphones died. I need to buy a new one and solder it, so my audio interface is literally in pieces. I just took it apart and I didn't bother. But alright, okay, Kev, I know you love it, so maybe this will work. No promises, okay? Too kind. It's you the kind. Hang on. Alright, music is stopped. Let me see if I know how to play it. I hope it's gonna work. Let me know if you can actually hear it. Hang on. Hello Kayla, welcome back. I'm back as well. Vexx, thanks Max, damn it. It's me. All my stuff is not working or somehow working. And Vexamillion is Sky Command, welcome. I know Kev asked for it, so at least have one instrument going directly into the mic, not my audio interface that is in pieces. And these are the few chords I just remember from top of my head. Alright, that's it. Thanks for the even Sky Command. Actually, didn't check how it will sound, and the microphone has a like filters for my voice on there, like compressor and whatnot. So that's why the instrument didn't sound very well. Anyway, we can try again later, and we'll go back to my music. How do I? Oh, no, hang on. The thing is, my other monitors are so far away now, I literally do not see where the things are. Why is it not playing? I want to play. Aha. It didn't help. Hang on, I need to get my music back. I can't work without the music. We need the music. So, how's everyone been doing? Also, we're gonna do some IFR practice today. You know I love it. Just the same thing over and over again until I'm perfect, and I never will. Why is the music not back? Alright, please bear with me while I'm trying to figure out the music. What did I do? Oh, it's just the music that's not musicking. That makes more sense. I didn't expect I'll get to the quiet part of the live music stream, jazz, when I'm trying to turn it on. Why is the fish market music having Christmas tune as well? No. Oh. Nice, okay, come on. Hang on. I need to fast forward this music. That's better. Alright, let's try to go back to flying. No promises. Things may work. They may also not work. So that's the code, Diamond42. I really like this plane. It's super good. But the thing is, I'm using spad next for my bindings. Spad, if you don't know, it looks kinda like that. And the coast does a little bit of magic, so they take just joystick input and do some magic on top of that. And when you get the inputs directly from Misfits, it works great, but when you do it from Spad, not really. And I got it working with some magic in 2020, but here I just can't make it work. So I defaulted to the binding theme, which may or may not work, so we're gonna find out. If you want to play along, you can absolutely join. Let me know if I need to look if you're here. I think I had everything the way it should be, so I can actually see you, but you know, you never know. Spanex a must. Yeah, it's super cool. Minus the throttle stick and the rudder post. Yeah, it's a lot, but actually, because Misfits now has those custom profiles, it's a bit easier actually. So what I did is I bound my thing is here, and yeah, so just the main axis, because I had trouble binding them through Spad because this plane is spatial. So my throttles, for example, I bound through Spad, but yeah, and here's the problem number one. No, I know what the problem is. The cable is not plugged in. Hang on, maybe this will help. Right, it showed up. So the thing is, Windows has some limit of joysticks or human input devices, and I'm for some reason hitting this limit. So sometimes some of my joysticks do not show up in Sim, but they show them in Spad. Absolutely terrible. Alright, so those axes are also bound here, and I also got a joystick with a long axis, so my joystick is like this long, and it feels great. Only problem is I have right hand grip, because it's a bit difficult to grip by the left hand grip. So one thing I didn't quite think about is we have the nights in here and I have two lights shining in my face, which makes it look pretty bizarre. Anyway, let's get this party, or rather plane, started. These planes use a lot in flight schools for multi-engine training, but the thing is, it has FADEC and whatnot, and it's pretty easy to handle that. You don't have the usual stuff like feather the prop, do the mixture, do this, do that. It's just pretty much one handle. Anyway, let's try to get it started. Also, this light is too bright in some places, so I'll just get it off ASAP. Alright, that was too sap. I also need some lights. There we go. Now I can see. And they also put like, look, I accept this and those conditions. Amazing. I haven't seen that in the real Garmin. What I'll do, for sake of my training, I don't want to see the map, so I'll just have all the engine guide just like here. The other possibility is to hit this backup display, switch here in the middle, and you have a copy of whatever you have on the other screen. But I think for today I'm more comfortable with the engines. Cool thing is, when the FADEC is off, you see those yellow boxes. So I got the FADEC switch on the right engine. I'll get the music a bit quieter maybe. I'm not sure how it is compared to my voice because I didn't check that. Or maybe I'll just keep it like that. You let me know. Line is noisy. Alright, that has been cancelled, FADEC is off, and we can double check our fuel. So our fuel situation is Oh, I actually cannot keep it here because we don't have the fuel situation here. That's unexpected. It's a fuel situation. We're like half tank. Should be more than enough for now. I'll maybe keep it like this. I think that's cool. So, fuel selectors are left and right or in on. I'm not sure what is the correct procedure here. Do I need the fuel pump on or not? Let's maybe keep it on for the start. And what you do, you need to, well, as you remember, you need to step on the brakes so the plane doesn't jump on you. So you need to know that you're in full control, regardless of whether the parking brake is on or off. So I'm stepping on the brakes, and I click and pull this to start and wait until it starts, and then I release it. Alright, I think we have some problem with the sim sound, so I'll try to fix it in a second. And we need our alternator. Oh, it has been on all the time. I'm not sure whether it should be like that or not. Now the left engine, so left engine. It's like the fader control, not the engine itself, which can be a bit confusing. It's not that the engine itself, it's that the electronics controlling the engine are on. Right. Started, release that. The alternator on. I'll get the fuel pumps off now. All good. And avionics master on, which gets our second set of radars on and whatnot. I forgot our lights. So position. We don't have beacon, so we'll use strobe instead of beacon for the start off. Joe can already tag away, but it's not happening. So let's try it. Nah, I think we're good with the sound. Let me know what's your preference of sim sound versus music sound and my voice sound. I think it should be pretty okay. Also, yeah, this gauge is behaving strangely, the fuel gauge. I think it's trying to simulate that the fuel is like jumping all over the fuel tank and showing different levels, although something clearly goes wrong here, but I am pretty sure they fix it. So what I need to do? I really like having the Navigraph tablet here now. It's super cool. I actually enjoy it. Come on, load. Alright, flight's already there. It's actually doing that offline at some point. Our plane is turned off, so we do not see where we are. I'll get us to sound balance. It's nice. Thank you. I'll get us into IFR low, so that it's not too distractive. This is a cool airport because there is very few traffic and we can actually train here. I've been here in real life. And more often than not, the control tower is like off, unoccupied, and the control zone is also disabled, so you can just go there and fly but not land, which is pretty cool. Right, that's the airport. I don't have any custom scenery. I mean, I had one, but Asabu decided to disable it for the time being, so we are here on the Apron 1, and we have few approaches that we can use today, so let's double check that. Go to airport, there's the approaches, and if you go to approaches, the RNP I don't want today because I just want to fly the needles. The VR we want, the ILS Zulu we do not want, ILS Yankee localized rank we want, RNP no, VR yes. So those stay. And I want to check the weather, so that's what prompted me actually. I didn't mention that. I want my QNH. So 104. Also, if you don't remember, in Garmin you can just go to PFD options, and then there's alt units, and you can just switch that. It's pretty nice having this. So 104. I think I'm finally remembering which knob is which for the course of Barrow, because for the life of me I cannot remember which is which. I always have to read it. So 104 we are showing 190, which more or less matches with the, hang on, with the elevation shown here. However, the elevation is the highest point on the airfield, so where we are standing might be lower than that. I think this will be most visible in this Florida airport, which has like a runway that's way above the apron. So don't be surprised if you're showing below the elevation when you put in your QNH, but that might be because elevation is the highest point and you're not necessarily standing at the highest point sitting or being parked. So that is set. We also need our backup altimeter, which is here. However, okay, because in the default Cessna they are like interlinked, which is just crazy funny. So 104, this scale is like so small, it's literally hard to see sometimes. Right, and we are showing 190 as well, so that's okay. Our magnetic compass is showing around 340, and we are showing 340 here as well. So I think I need to brief you what we'll be doing. We can also practice some holds. So maybe let me explain. If you look here, the MSA, the highest one is 2600. So if you are 2600 or above, within 25 miles of the VR, we are safe. One thing I wish is that if I could resize this tablet, but to be fair, it's good enough. Oh, also, I think it's below chat, so I'm not sure if it's a problem for you. I can also put it like here. Do we put it here? I don't know. I don't really have a preference, either way. And there is a published hold here, Zulima Golf, which is the VR. And let's see, does that match with the hold here? It does absolutely match. So you see this published hold, it's also visible here. I'm also thinking, look, there's also a number of published holds at a fix, but realistically I will, with the VR only, I will only be able to fly this one with the 277 inbound, I think. Anyway, we'll just focus on this one. So that's 244 inbound. It can be misleading because when you're learning about holds, you learn that you hold on a radial, and initially the number of degrees you get is the radial, which is opposite of the inbound heading, which is super confusing because that's always different all the time. So what we'll do after takeoff, we'll just take off and do like kind of what's described in the missed approach procedure. However, if you're able to do that in real life or anywhere, also remember, I'm not CFI, whatever I say may be wrong, so please check that with some good references. Ask your CAI, do not just blindly do whatever I say. You may be wrong, I may be wrong. However, what I'm about to say, the missed approach procedure starts at the missed approach point here, way before the runway. And when I start my missed approach procedure here, I'm pretty much guaranteed that I'm in a protected airspace. However, when I start it way further than that and way lower after takeoff, I may or may not be protected by whatever clearance they have checked. So keep that in mind. However, here I know it's pretty flat all around, so we'll just take off and do whatever it says. So go to Climb straight ahead to 1500, then turn right to VR climbing to 2500 and hold there. So hold there. Inbound is 244, outbound is, well, it's actually not even shown here. It's actually shown because it's the same as the racetrack. So interesting thing here is that you have the holding and the racetrack for the approach, which are not the same thing. You kind of line them the same, but they are different things. So we'll go there and then we'll do the approach. Let's say we'll do 2 LS first, and then 2 localizers, and then 2 VRs, and then we'll think about it. So let's go there. I think I can read the approach once we are in hold. We'll see how that works. I have an intention of flying everything by hand today, and we'll see how this works. One thing I wish I had is if I could just like shrink it, but anyway, I can just hit tab. One thing I noticed is it first loads as a window and then it loads this bezel, which looks bizarre because I would actually prefer it without the bezel. Having much more space. Anyway, you ready? Is it this dark already? Yeah, it is dark. The Lubuzian 3 city. What are the 3 cities in the Lubuzian? The green mountain, which is actually Green Hill. So, fun fact, the name of the city means Green Mountain, but it's actually like hill, so it's more like a Green Hill. Alright, ready, steady. Let's have a look where we are. Why the Christmas tunes again? No. Hang on. I'll switch the music. Maybe we'll have more luck with something else. You know what? I'll get the one I had last time. It was pretty cool. If I can remember which one it is. Right, I'm looking. Actually, hang on, let's check this one. I need to just double check if they are approved for no copyright. No, this one doesn't say so. So what I'm doing is I'm using this lo-fi gig, and they have a lot of copyright-free music. Well, no royalty, which I can use for my stream, but not all of them are like that. Twitch doesn't complain all too much, but YouTube does complain a lot. There we go. No way, he's back. I am back. Welcome. I'm just trying to pick the music because every winter place I check has some Christmas tunes. Alright, this one's good. Huge fan. Nice to see you, Spoot. Great to have you back. We have an abundance of lights, so we need to go over there. Alright, so to our right. Spoot. It's Spoot. Right, parking brake. Where is the parking brake? Oh, it's actually here. So we cannot see it, but I'll just use control space binding. Step on the brakes, control space, it went off. Right, let's go there. And let's get our taxi light. Oh, funny thing about this aircraft is it has trailing nose wheel. So there is no nose wheel steering, and you steer with your rudder whenever it has enough airflow, or just with differential braking, which is absolute madness. Trying to take off with a crosswind in this, madness. Because initially you need a lot of differential braking, then you transition to rudder inputs. So you can have full rudder input and the plane will not listen to you whatsoever. I know, I forgot. I need a pillow behind my back so it feels more comfortable. I totally did forget that. Fun fact, the 2024 I feel runs much better when I'm streaming, because 2020 was tanking the frames as soon as I turned on streaming. This one, I don't see a difference. No, it's not a tail dragger, it's a tricycle. But the thing is, the nose wheel is not steerable as far as I know. Or maybe it is steerable in this aircraft, I might have gotten it wrong. I know in DA40 it is not steer. Oh, so there is no wheel steering. Alright, I got it all wrong. No, there isn't. Maybe there is. I don't know. No. I think maybe there is no wheel steering. Caster nose wheel. Yeah, so now I'm not sure. I know the DA40, the single engine version of this plane, well, the similar looking single engine aircraft from Diamond has a castering nose wheel, which is absolute madness. I think Cirrus might also have it, but I'm not sure. And this one? No, I don't know. Now I'm confused. No, I think this one is actually steerable, so no problem there. So that's why it's behaving so nicely. I was pretty sure it also has the castering ones. I think what they did, they implemented it in a way so that the pedals will move when I'm rolling, but as soon as I stop, it will not let me turn the wheel. So the pedals are moving, but the wheel is not moving. So I think that's what they implemented. Now whether it's... I think it's actually steered. All the A's have no wheel steering, but it's the differential braking that steers it. Pretty much, yes, that's pretty much it. Right, one thing I forgot to do, which I absolutely need to do, is to check my runway heading, and I need it for one reason and one reason only. So what I do is I set my runway heading on my heading back. So that's 240. I think I can actually make it bigger since we'll be flying IFR anyway. So 240, but what I also do whenever that's feasible, I put my course to same one as well, just because it's a big green needle, so it's much easier for me to see. This big cooking trying to respond. Hey dude, come on, he's cooking? Does he even know how to cook other than a tea or I don't know, maybe boiled eggs? I think boiled eggs is too far, unless he's cooking them in this electric, well, how do you, kettle? Yeah, kettle. I'm pretty sure that's what he does for cooking. 100%. He's literally cooking panda noodles in front of me. Really? He's always bugging. Hanging like. No, very good. No worries. So 240 is set. I want to do more things. I want to read the weather. I'm all over the place. I'm not super, you know, not the best now. Not reading this very seriously, what I want to say. So it's 240 at 15. So straight nose, visibility 10 kilometers or more, overcast 3,800 feet, temperature 90.7, QNH 1024. Right, so not very instrumenty. However, we can still fly. So that's what to do. Next thing what I want is to tune in my navigates. One thing I'm always doing, I'll learn that the hard way in the plane. Whenever I'm operating Garmin, I'm not using the heading and altitude knobs on the left side here, but I'm using the ones from the other unit on the right hand side. The reason is I can do this all with my right hand and I don't need to like cross it over in front of my face or switch my hands on the stick or yoke and stick out the other one. It's just much easier, unless your right unit fails and then you have to use the knobs on the left unit. But until it fails, I can use the ones here. It's just much easier trying to use it here. So 113.3, let's get that in. I forgot 111.3. 111.3. So there we go, and 110.65. So that's set. I'll get here my DME so it shows up, and I'll get my bearing 1 and bearing 2, so I'll have them visible anytime. Oh, it's also showing the think these are not DMEs, I think these are distances from the GPS because they show in magenta, and we have only one DME receiver or transceiver or one actual DME unit on board, not two of them. That's interesting, I never noticed that before. Alright, so that's now one set, now nav2, same thing, 111.3. Reason I have on 2 so I can like look what the other one is showing and then switch it. And 110.65. Alright, so here's what we do. 2500. I think I'll change my default view so you can see a bit better. So I'll set it to this. Boom. Set. Alright. Let's roll and run. Now I'm curious if this diamond has no full steering or not. I am so confused. I honestly thought none of them have, but this one looks like it has it. Right, there's the runway, it says 2 and 4, so that's a good runway. We do not have runway center line. Oh, yeah, we have center line, but no center line light. So what we see on the runway edge lights is, if I remember correctly, no, I don't remember. So I think alternating center line starts 3000 feet before the end of the runway, then the yellow ones 2000 feet and the red ones 1000 feet, but I might have gotten the first two confused. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's check if my controls are working. Right, they seem to be working. That's the important bit, pretty much the most important bit. Let's get the pitot heating off. Let's double check my trim situation. Uh-oh. Why is it not working? I know, I need to restart SPAD. Hang on. So one thing I'm not super cool about is that SPAD, whenever you unplug and plug your device, you have to restart it, otherwise it just doesn't recognize it. And remember, I didn't have my joystick plugged in. How are we looking time-wise? 44 minutes about the takeoff. Yeah, great timing. I'm very having fun. I like preparing anyway. Right, that's probably gonna be better. Yeah, now it works. Alright, so it's in takeoff each position. Let's roll. I think this stall heat, I think it's just overheating. So, full throttle, engine instruments in the green. Center line, airspeed live. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Rotate. Right, accelerate to VYS in. And now we can go into climb. Positive climb. Gear up. Flying with a long stick is so good. It's so good, you have no idea. Right, 200 feet. AGL, reduce our engines into green. I forgot the flaps altogether, but that's no problem with the long runway that we have. Taxi lights off, landing lights off, strobe is on, I absolutely forgot that. We also need a transponder in 2000 and alt, and one thing I forgot is set our altitude. Bug. Now it's bugged. Right. I keep the VY. So yeah, that's a good idea, but you shouldn't go below VYSE, which is single engine best climb speed. So if your engine fails, you're already set up for best climb on single engine. Right, we passed 1500, so right, get some rudder in, and we can see our right one turn with this magenta line. It should be touching the first line here. So this magenta arc, it should be touching the first vertical line here. And we go into our VR. I'll actually get the because it's bugging me, bearing 2 off. Good advice, fly the plane, not fiddle with the avionics all the time like I do. It can get you. And the night lighting in Mispiece, the new one, absolutely great, I love it. So let's try to keep 2500 on the altitude, reduce our engine power. I think 50-ish is good for us today. Maybe let's keep it 60, let's see how that works. So we're very close to the VR, that's why the bearing is going away all the time, so I will not be able to catch it. So instead what I do, I will just intercept that radial, and we do... Oh, we can actually do... So it's a left hull, so let's do... It's called offset entry. The Americans, they do call it teardrop entry, but here in Europe we call it parallel entry. So you see, it's moving very fast. We are 0.6 mile. And remember, this also takes into account our altitude. Alright. So get my timer. Clock is ticking. I need to keep my altitude. Let's slow down a bit. And trim it down. Trim it down. So what I want to do is I want to fly like 30-degree right for a minute, and then once the minute is up, so I'm flying over here, once the minute is up we'll turn left and intercept. So what we are doing is kinda we came from here, and then when we fly like here and then left and intercept it. It's so cool that I can draw now. He's playing so fast. I'll reduce that power, maybe 40%. I need to trim it down a lot. Also, I'm looking mostly inside. I'm trying to avoid looking outside. I think we can change the view as well. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll try to explain to the best of my abilities. Alright, so we smashed that 1 minute already. So let's turn that left turn. Right one turn, I will stop the clock. One thing that's bugging me is that it's blinking all the time. I hate it. What I forgot to know is to get some backstick pressure, because we are in the turn. Also, we should add some power while we're in the turn. So my goal here is to practice the hand flying in instruments conditions as well. Also, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I got a bunch of new emotes. You also have the follower emotes that you can use. You should see them available. And whenever my brain freezes, it's a Vex freeze. Alright, what I should have done now is keep like 30 to 45 degree angle so I can intercept that. Let's keep it this way. Oh, the ads! Is it that dark already? It is! It is. It is that dark. It is dark where I am. It gets dark at like 4:30. Well, 3:30 is the sunset, and then it really gets dark. So yeah, it is. Right, it's not going well. I wonder if you can maybe... Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Whoa, you're north. Yeah, I am pretty north, but I kind of like it. It's very cozy and dark, and I can just sit at home and enjoy being at home. So I can maybe explain what's happening, because I overdid it with the time. We're a bit further than we should have been, and that's why we're waiting so long for this radial to be reintercepted. I can maybe... No, the altitude. I need to get my scan going a bit better. Let's keep this heading in the hope that we can intercept that inbound heading. Let's get the altitude corrected. So we need to go 200 feet down. So 200 is the limit, and when you're 200 to the 80s will bother you. I was wrong. We're not in assigned altitude. So, thing about being north, it's pretty cool to try night flying in winter, because you don't have to wait until it's very late. And also, it's very cozy when it's dark outside and you can just sit home all day and play games. I quite enjoy it. Alright, so what I'll do, I'll try to get us established into this holding. And we're 1.2 miles reading. Remember, we are 2,500 feet above sea level. The VR is at 200 feet, so that gives 2,300 feet. And 3,000 will be 1 mile, so we're like 0.6 mile above the VR. So now this is just going away. I will not chase it anymore, because we are basically directly over the VR. And as soon as the flag changes to from, I'll start our left turn. And you can see the bearing going over, and the flag switched. So I start the turn. And the rule of thumb for how much bank you need for rightward turn is airspeed divided by true airspeed divided by 10, so 13 plus 7, so 20 degree. And you can see this pretty much lines up perfectly. 20 degree of bank is giving us right one turn. I'll just keep it at this 550 degree power. I think that's good enough. The music is not musicking. Now it's musicking. One thing that Garmin 1000 makes it easier, you see your track, so you know where we're going. Are we chilling in the hold? We are absolutely chilling in the hold. So we are practicing flying in the hold, as well as briefing our approach. So now we need three times the wind correction. Hang on, so I'm doing this wrong way. It's just so much easier to see on the Garmin. So you see that our wind correction is this much. We need 3 times. So somewhere around here. The reason we need 3 times is one for the outbound leg, 1 time for the outbound turn, and 1 time for the inbound turn. So having this 3 times will... Oh, and as soon as our flag switch, I should have started the timer, which I absolutely forgot. So remembering that, I will just start the turn a bit earlier, and we'll see how that works. Right, my altitude holding is not there. One problem I'm having is my joystick. Doesn't have a hard center, so I can leave it in a range of positions. That doesn't make it easier to trim. So I'll go until 45 on the clock, and then I'll start the inbound turn. And once we're there on the inbound, I can brief the approach. No. So the problem is, whenever I'm looking away, all my flying goes not where it's supposed to be. Right, we're now 1 minute on the clock, so we're way past the time. I'll just stop and reset this. And I think I have overdone my wind correction because the needle's already moving, so now I will overshoot it. So it's gonna be a challenge trying to brief approach and fly this halt when you see it takes a lot of my mental capacity to fly the halt in the first place. Yikes. Right. No panic, just keep this bank, we'll re-intercept that. We've passed the radial, no big deal. So what I want to do to intercept that radial, I definitely need to have my track, so magenta diamond, left of our bearing, which is the cyan line. And it might not be very easy to see if you have like full analog instrument panel, so you don't really know what your track is, and you have to calculate what your bearing is based on the course and deflection of the needle. And that honestly can be a bit challenging. So just that your nose is pointed to one side of the radial doesn't mean you're converging with it, because your track might not be there. Right, the mistake I'm making is I'm focusing too much on one instrument, not looking back at my attitude indicator, which is my primary one. So let's see, I need to fly pretty much nose level. Well, just like 1 degree up for it to be on level turn. To be level. 30-degree knots from the right. The wind from the front right. It's a lot. Also, you can see the airport looming there all the time, which is pretty fun. Okay, we have like 1 mile to go. So I can start briefing the approach. Let me move it somewhere more handier. I'll just keep it here. So now we're coming over the VR, the CDI will just start going away, so no problem about that. And wait for the flag to switch, and then we start the turn. So yeah, you see now the bearing is going away, no signal, so we can start timing, flag switched. Let's start the turn. So 20 degree, some rudder. I started the clock, so if I forget it again, at least I know how long it has been until I started the turn. Alright, so Nagura, ILS Yankee, runway 24. With RMSA house is 2600. Localizer 111.3 set, final approach course 240. Final approach fix 1800 feet, airport elevation 194, runway elevation 198. So that's the thing I've been talking about. Parts of the airfield can be below the elevation, which the runway end absolutely is. Quick look at the altitude indicator. Let's get it back in control. Alright, we're coming up on the turn. Miss approach, climb straight ahead to 1300, then right to VR climbing 2500 and hold then as directed. Alright. Hey! Thank you for the raid! Jam, welcome! I think it's first time you're raiding me. Nice to see you. I'm Eric. I'm a pilot from Poland. I've been flying in like 4 years and I love practicing. I'm Vex. Any questions? Please ask. Thank you for the raid. We are just practicing holds at the time, getting ready for our... So the flag switch, I'll just reset the clock. And we're getting ready for ILS practice. I'm hand flying today, DA42. Sweet chill vibes. Yes, we like chill vibes. We like relaxing. Although I'm not relaxed as I've seen. I'm handling all the time, trying to read the chart and do the holding. This is what I need to be able to do. How's your stream? I've been watching your streams every now and then recently. Cool stuff. I like it. Let me know what you did. Was the landing good? I'll continue reading the chart. And I forgot to start the clock. Great. Oh, really amazing. Yes, yes. I've seen you. It's cool. Alright. So, what we'll do? We start with... So there is the racetrack, and to start the racetrack, directly we need to be within 30 degrees of this inbound course, 240, so we can be in between 210 and 270. If we're not, we have two options. Either ask ATC to maneuver and get us on this radial a bit earlier, a few miles before the VR. Whoa, what's going on there? Right, let's start the turn. We're way over that 1 minute. So that's option number one, which is, in my preference, much better, but you need to do some more thinking and actually get you on the VR. When you have VR DME, it's much easier. When you have just plain VR, it might be more tricky. So just get here and then fly inbound. The other option, if you're coming like from here, you just do the holding entry for the hold that you have depicted here, and then you're aligned and you just continue. So what you do is we fly over the VR. Oh no, the altitude again. Oh no, I'm overshooting the radial. Everything is going terrible. Some bush today. Enjoy Savage Northern. Yeah, I've heard it's good. I haven't flown it yet, but I've seen it's pretty good. Cool stuff. How's the bush flying in 2024? I've seen everyone likes it, and people are hitting large rocks on landing, which is hilarious, but that's what happens. Right, so we're almost safe here. I'll just correct a bit to intercept that radial. That's too much of a correction. I was trying to look inside most of the time, trying to ignore what's outside. It's not always working, but I'm trying. So we'll fly over the VR at 2500, turn left to track 060 and follow it until distance 7.4 from Zulu Lima Golf. That's the important part, that it's from Zulu Lima Golf, so from the VR. Right, we're on the radar, so let's correct it here. And on this leg we are descending to 1800. At 7.4 we start the left turn and intercept the localizer. Siemanko, hey Sanctus, great to see you. I'm flying again, I've had a year break. If you have any questions, let me know. If you need some answer in Polish, please let me know. I can help you, but I hope you get the English one, or also it's a good opportunity to learn. Great to see you. And Jam, thank you for the follow. I've had such a long break, I'm sometimes forgetting what's going on, so bear with me, everyone. Okay, let's see where we are. 1.8 miles, so like one mile to go onto the VR. So what we'll do then, actually I can draw. So then what we'll do, we'll start left, but I will do like 30-degree intercept angle because I will most likely be a bit earlier because I will slow down. And then we are on the final approach. Last thing, the vertical profile. So our final approach fix. Oh, almost last thing. Whoa. So we'll do one more round, I think, because I'm not ready yet. So we'll fly at 1800 until final approach fix, which is 5.1 miles from India Zulu Golf Alpha, which is the localizer, not the VR this time. And we start the descent, so that's 3-degree descent. So we need 5 times our ground speed on the vertical speed. So I think we'll be doing like 110 knots. So we'll need like 500 feet per minute down on our descent. I'll reset the clock and start it, so at least I know how far I have gone. And yeah, we just continue that. We also have the table here, but I can ignore it for the ILS. I will use it on the localizer approach. And our minima, we are category A and 388 feet, so 390. I will actually set it up now, maybe in a second. 500 down, comfortable. Yeah, because the plane is slow, so you know, it depends how fast the plane is. If you're flying something faster, then obviously that speed is faster. You know what I mean. Right, at least the flying is getting better. I'm looking all over the place, not on my primary flight display, but it's getting better. I definitely need that practice. It seems like it's the most basic thing in the world, but if you don't practice, it just goes away, and you need to practice. And even just doing this in sim is good enough, because that at least teaches you where to look at the right time, even though the movements are a bit different. Alright, so that flag's already there, so I can start the clock. Now it's started. I can set my minima. There's so many speeds here that I need to go through. Almost there, minima, there we go. So that's on, Barra, and 390. Looking at that PFD. 390. Right. Let's go back to the clock. I think I can actually do that. Yeah, that's much easier. Whoa, the heading. Whoa. One thing you should also remember is the power settings for aircraft, so you know what to set for each phase of the flight and don't need to bother about fiddling with the power when you also have other things to focus on. Right, 1 minute up, so we are turning inbound and then we'll start the approach. Now, one thing I always have problem with on the ALS, whenever we get closer to the runway, the needles are getting super sensitive and I always have a hard time like keeping them in place. I start chasing them, they go all over the place. It's madness. Okay, so this has been briefed. I'll move it to the side here. Right, the CDI is coming in. CDI alive. Actually, I didn't notice our holding was 064 and 244 inbound. So I was 4 degrees off. Anyway, good enough. Alright, won't need a timer for the time being. And again, one thing that makes it so much easier flying on G1000 is that you can see your track with this magenta diamond. On full analog cockpit you don't have that and you have to guesswork that, which as you can see can be difficult because look, my nose is like 10 degrees to the right and I would have to guesswork it based on what I see the CDI doing. And yeah, we'll practice that at some point. Just let's keep it easier for now. Alright, remember we are over the VR, we are showing like 0.6, so we have like nearly 1 mile to go. It's interesting, so the magenta I think is actually showing the distance, so it looks like the DME, but I'm concerned whether that's showing DME or the GPS distance. So CDI is out, I will ignore that because we are over the VR and I'm not expecting to pass directly over the VR. So that's why the CDI went away. CDI went away, and you can see the bearing also starting to follow the VR. And boom, the flag switching just now. So let's start the turn, and we'll descend 1,800. But I'll finish the turn first before we start descending. I think I'm allowed to descend now, but let's finish the turn. And you can just let me know. You can also follow what I'm doing over here, although you do not see the plane. I'm just trying to picture that in my mind. So we're now doing this first turn. And we need outbound 060. So let's put our heading back over there. I'll correct that for the wind correction in a moment. Actually, I should have kept my altitude back on 2500 because now I'm not seeing where I'm supposed to be. Oh, and I didn't discuss when I will configure the plane. So I'll just configure the plane as soon as we are on the way to intercept. So I'll put gear down and flaps approach, and then once before intercepting the LS, I will get flaps full. Right, start the descent, reduce power. A good number to keep is something between 500 feet per minute and 1000 feet per minute. You could calculate how much you need, but I will not be doing that now. I just know these numbers work for me in this aircraft. So let's keep something around that. I'll just keep 25-degree nose down, keeping that track here, but my heading should be that. So track is the magenta diamond. 200 to go. And we're waiting for 7.4 distance from Zulu Magol, the VR. Also, I can double check. We have the ILS receiving already. Stop here at the power back. So I was saying 55% I think will work for now. And keep that 1,800 feet. The wind has changed a bit, so that's why my wind correction also changed. It's already the first approach, and I'm already feeling exhausted. Not great. We can do it. Alright, 1.5 miles to go. One mile to go. And minimize 390 feet. Point 4 to go. There we go. So, start the turn, 20-degree bank, keep that 1,800. And switch to the LS. There we go. And on nav 2, I'll switch to the VR. Well, we are receiving localized front glide slope. Still way below it. Right, I'll reduce power slightly so we can start slowing down. Our speed for laps is, I think, 133, if I can read correctly. I was supposed to keep 30-degree intercept angle, so yeah, 270. It's gonna work. And our front approach fix is at 5.1, so we have still 2 miles to go. Right, speed check, flaps approach. I don't see the gear speed. Oh, I actually can see it, 152. Speed check, gear down. Whoa, the altitude, I didn't correct for our flap moment, and that got me climbing. Not great. Now I need to add some more power, because we have all this drag. Come on, localizer. Right, localizer is not coming up, and glide slope is already moving. Doesn't make me happy. Right, speed is okay, so 65% works fine for this configuration for me. Localizer alive, and now the good idea is to keep our heading above the end of the grid needle. That should give me a smooth intercept. It's just a good rule of thumb that works for me. I actually need to add some more power. Well, let's call it 70. Right, we are established on localizer, so now we can intercept the glide slope as well without any problem. 0.2 miles to go, so we are around our final approach fix, so I'm pretty sure I'm intercepting the correct glide slope. And now, once we are half dot, I will get flaps full and start the descent. Flaps full and start the descent. Our ground speed is 76, so we need like 400 feet per minute descent. And let's see about our power. Now, the problem here is that I have a huge wind correction, so I need to look out for that. And I'm happy to keep this VUI, so let's reduce to 65. Okay. 6 works for me. Right, now keep the track, so the magenta, on the green needle. And then our go around altitude was 2500. Alright, that's set. I can still reduce the power a bit. So I think 60% will work. Getting below the glide slope. I also need to figure out my pitch and try to remember it. $1,000 to go. So far so good, but we're not out of the woods yet. And it gets more and more sensitive the closer we get. Well, glide slope is not going where I want it to be. And so is my course. Wishing a good landing, thank you. I still hope it's my skills, not my luck. Right, 500 to go. Late on the call out here. $400 to go. And now we can see everything is going all over the place, and that's where I struggle. $300 to go. 200 to go. We are way above the glide slope, which I'm not a fan of. $100 to go. You can already see the runway, also see it in my peripheral vision. I'm looking at the instruments. And minimum. Alright, we can see the runway. So let's do touch and go. I feel like I'm way too high. Also, not having the center line doesn't help. I kinda don't feel where middle of the plane is. There we go. Right. Idle. Great. Flaps up one notch. Full throttle. Rotate. Accelerate to VY. Keep the VY. Positive climb. Gear up. .200 feet, reduce power into green zone, flaps up, lights off. Alright, that worked, but it wasn't perfect, as you can see. So we do the same thing again. Hopefully it goes better this time. So, to 1300 we turn right into the VR. $1,300, so right here, 17-degree bank. So that's our true airspeed divided by 10. So 10 plus 7. True airspeed divided by 10 plus 7. So 100 divided by 10 is 10 plus 7, 17. And we can see that our magenta is touching the first line here. And switch to the VR so that we can actually follow it. There we go. I don't want my bearing to, so let's get it off. Well, I ignored the warning and now we're over at it. Reduce the power. I think 55 works for us. Okay, I can push it. Whoa. I thought it would get us to here. Anyway, let's set it for 244 so we can enter that halt. Synchronize the heading back. I think we're a bit too fast, so I'll reduce to 50% power. Phew, that's somewhere I need to get some rest. Let's see, 2 miles until the VR. Remember, over the VR it will be showing like 0.6. So it's the same thing again. Let me explain. So we're coming from here, we'll do the offset holding entry, and once we are established on the inbound, we'll switch to the approach. Wait, I've passed the viewer already. No. So I passed it. I totally missed that. I think. Right, so we went somewhere like here, so we'll now just go and intercept that inbound. So I actually did the intercept already. Blah, the holding entry. But I totally missed the VR. Very bad, very, very bad. I'll keep 45-degree intercept angle for now. The bearing is... keep that altitude. Not great, not great. No good flying. Very bad flying. Need more practice, need focus. What's going on? So, 45-degree intercept angle. Just make sure that my track is right of the bearing. So I'm actually have some chance intercepting it, because if the bearing was like on the other side, then I would never intercept it. Right, let's focus. Autopilot, it's crazy. So we need like 1 degree pitch for level flight. Maybe something like here. So just in the middle between 0 and the first line. Let's get this back on. Not you, you. So, same approach as before. I'm super focused now. I want to do it right. Alright, the bearing needle is going there. So as soon as the bearing needle, the cyan one, is 10 degrees of the green needle, we'll start the CDI moving. There we go. So now I'll try to keep my heading on top of the CDI bar. That should give me a smooth intercept. This works when you are fairly close to the VR. When you are like miles away, this obviously will not work. Okay. I got my feet off the pedals, that's why the line might not be below the arrow, above the arrow, below the arrow exactly. Right, so we are in about the VR and we'll start another ILS approach. We're doing ILS Yankee in the Echo Papa Zulu Golf. 1 mile to go, so I'm not super bothered about the CDI not being exactly in center. It will get harder and harder to correct for that now. Let's try to keep that altitude. Only 3 miles to go. And over the VR. Any second now, any second. So we're reading actually 0.4 over the VR. There we go. The cone of confusion is real. So we pass the VR, 20 degree. Right, I'll get my feet on the pedals. .20 keep that pitch so we are not descending. And we turn left to heading 060. See, it's going way better than last time. At least I hope. We are not out of the woods yet. So actually I want to keep track 060. So I'll just adjust my heading so that the track falls into that 060. Any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer best I can. Or at least help you look for the answers. So I docked our track in the 060, but I actually want my heading here. So let's keep the heading here. Let's see the flag on the VR change, and we are now going until 7.4 DME from the VR. We can start descending 2005 until 1800. Reduce power. Get that 500 feet per minute descent. Let's keep that track on 060. I see, so wind is from the left, so in the both turns it's pushing us away, so that's why I needed so much time to intercept the localizer. 500 to go. Oh, let's set the final course as well to 060. 300 to go. I see when my mouse like times out, it's showing this message on the bottom. Anyway, 200 to go. Whoop, whoop. Keep descending, plane, keep descending. And we have 2.5 miles to go. Right, level off, bring back the power. So that's my remembered power settings of 50. So it's a very, very, very good idea to remember those power settings. At least rough, because they will change depending on your weight or mass. But if you remember the rough power that you need, it will make your life so much easier. Right, now remember to pitch like between the horizon and the first line, but the plane is slowing down, not make it any easier. 0.4 miles to go. So let's get our lights on. I get the landing and taxi lights on so that we are best illuminated that we can be. 7.7, so I passed that by 0.3. I get distracted there. Left turn, and again 30-degree intercept angle. Actually, we can do 45-degree intercept angle. Oh, it's actually moving now. So, let's capture that localizer. It's gonna be pretty much spot on. So now my idea is to keep my track over the end of the green line, and that should give me a smooth intercept. And our final approach fix is at 5.1. Right, I can actually speed check, gear down, flaps approach. No, I'm not getting surprised by these flaps. So, actually, I got. So there is pitch moment from flaps and gear that got me somewhere out of where I wanted to be. I think we need 60% power. Hang on, I forgot to switch to... No, we did switch. Where's the glide slope? No, I didn't switch. So that was the VR, not the... Oh, no, no. I super did everything wrong. So that was the VR, not the localizer. I missed that step. A very important one. Boo. Busted. Alright, we'll make it better on the next one, but next one we will do localizer approach. I will explain that as we are climbing away after this approach. Right, half mile to go. Ugh, the altitude, no. So that's super busted. I totally messed up this approach. Not good, not good. We need more practice. Right, 1,800 feet, 5.1. That's lining up. We need so plus full, reduce power a bit. I don't remember power setting I had. I think 65%. And start the descent. Our ground speed is 73 times 5, or that's I don't know how much. So 350 feet per minute is what I need. So somewhere around here, so somewhere on the first line, well, just below the first line, under the horizon. Let's correct our track so we can capture this localizer. And this 350 is keeping us on the glide slope, so that's nice. And go around altitude 2,500. Set. Right, we need to practice this. I'm super out of practice here. It's going all wrong. Everything's wrong. Such, very such. Right, on glide slope, slightly too high descent right. I'll also slow down. Actually, let's keep this airspeed. So, just a touch up. Alright, we are now on localizer, so at least this part so far going a bit better. Alright. On glide slope, on localizer, perfect. And I need to keep this nose where I want it to be. So my main focus should be on the attitude indicator, just keep it level, and attitude just below that first line under horizon. Then every now and then glimpse at the glide slope, vertical speed, and localizer. Now we're getting too high, and we're getting right. And we have like, what, 500 to go. Whoa, whoa. 400 to go. Alright, this glide slope is not happy. Oh, there he is. Yeah, just butchering the approach. So at this point we just go around. It's way off. Right. Full power. Keep the speed. Positive climb. Gear up. Flaps up one notch. Keep it at VY. I was so happy it was going well, and now then it was all wrong. Flaps up. Lights off. Marlon would have landed upside down. You know what? Normally I would have continued in the sim as well, but I think I should get this correct behaviors in, and just when it's not in the conditions, just go around and try again next time. Reduce power into the green area. We passed 1,300, so we can now go right. 1,000 to go. Reduce that climb to 1,000 feet per minute. Reduce the power speed as well. How are we doing, Dan? Great to see you. Oh, the Baba is working for you. I'm so happy. I actually figured those beat reward emotes, what they do, and I think that's a great way to have those extra emotes. So the Baba stays there. We need to switch our Navite to VR. I think I've made a slight mistake. So, as you can see, we are not catching this VR. So we are basically flying in circle now. So what I'll do, I'll just continue here and do the holding entry. So see, there is no way we are catching this VR now. It's just only getting away. So I'll keep our 30 degree. Also, this should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, the altitude. No, busted. Start the timer now. I think I'm not as focused as I should be. Things are going very wrong. Correcting maneuver. Alright, 50% power. The clock is ticking. How are we doing then? It's so cute. Yeah, the Baba is so cute. I love it. I love it. Uh, 064 plus 30, that's 094. I don't know how much it could get desktop G1000 for the sim. They're available. They are pretty pricey, but you know, in consumer range still. But I just don't want it. I think I'm happy with in the sim because I can look around, I can click that, you can see what I'm clicking, and I can easily switch to another plane. So honestly, even if I could, I wouldn't buy it because I feel much better with this. 1 minute up. So now what we do is we go left and intercept that inbound course to, well, 044 actually. Whoa. And what we'll do the localizer approach. So now our minima will be 600, and what I'll be doing, I'll be looking at my descent rate, and I'll be comparing my altitude with distance according to this table, and then I'll know if I am above track or below track, and I'll just ignore the glide surf reading. I think there is no way I can like cover it somehow, but you get the idea. So I'll be totally ignoring it, and you'll see how this goes. Alright, 30 degrees intercept angle. This bearing line is very helpful because without it I am doing some guesswork. But that previous approach, absolutely terrible. I need so much more practice. So now we're flying inbound the VR here, and then we'll just fly our approach. So sound on here, 30 degree intercept, blah blah blah. You get the idea. See the eye alive. Let's see, 4 miles to go. Alright, so we are safe-ish. I just wonder, without this bearing line, it's so much more difficult. It really improves my situational awareness when I know where the VR is, without having to do some mental gymnastics like I usually do. Alright, it's 3.3 miles DME. At that altitude. I think I just need to trim more. Alright, don't need the clock anymore, so the clock goes out. Our minima 600. Everything else stays the same for this approach. There we go. No, the altitude again. No, I'm looking all over the place. I need to get this habit of looking at my PFD more often. How bad could it get? It's so humiliating with all of you watching. Anyway, we'll get there. The good news is at least I'm recognizing most of my mistakes and trying to correct them. Bad news is they are still there. Right, 1 mile to go. Remember, this is slant range, so it's reading the distance from the VR. So when you fly overhead, it shows like 0.3, 0.4. So it's like half mile to go. I will not track the CDI anymore. Let it just go away. There's no point in trying to chase it now because we were just so close. Man, this is exhausting. Alright, we passed the VR, so let's start the outbound. So we go to 0 060. For a second I thought we were heading the wrong way. Because I remember 240 and it was not on the compass roads where I expected it to be. Alright, let's correct this. Right, attitude checked. Let's correct this final approach course to 240. So now what we are doing is we are flying this outbound turn here. Attitude correcting. Right, I want to keep my track on 060, so I need to give it like a rough. Roughly this much wind correction angle. And we can start descending 1800. So this power, I think 30% will do. And let's keep it between 500 feet per minute and 1000 feet per minute. Actually, yeah, let's keep it at 750. So just first line below the horizon on the altitude. And we're doing the localizer approach, so I'll be ignoring the glide slope. Any idea how I can cover it? I don't have any idea. I'll be ignoring the glide slope, I'll be just looking at my altitude, VSI, and comparing the distances to the table. So now we're flying this outbound leg, descending to 1800. $500 to go. I need to focus more on those Garmin warnings because I missed them a few times and they were actually trying to be helpful. 3.5 miles to go, so we turn at 7.4 DME from the VR. That's important to remember what the DME should be reading from. Whoa. The altitude. Right, back to 50% power. And again, we'll configure on the leg to intercept the localizer. Two miles to go. 100% focus. 100% 10 focus. 110% focus. I can't even speak. I'm so focused. Well to go. Let's not miss it. Let's not miss it. 0.2 to go. And there we go. It switched from 0.2 to 0.4. How? Alright. 20-degree bank. We are retreat one turn. Let's keep that altitude. Absolutely outrageous flank. Alright, we switch to localizer. I will again keep 30-degree intercept angle. Oh, maybe 45. Now this is a violation. No. No, Marlon, you're right. I defended you. But so level here, level here. Let's reduce the power. Speed check, gear down. And we're check gear down through green. Outrageous. Speed check, flaps approach. Add power. I think we need like 65%. Localizer alive. Marlon, any idea how to cover the glide slope branch? Because I'm doing the localizer approach now. I don't want to look there. I don't have any idea how to cover it. So now our level flight is nose, like just below the horizon. Right, 1 mile to go. So now we have completed this turn, and once we start the final approach, I will be looking at this table and comparing my distance. So 5 miles, 1780. Not dirt, not dirt. Right, localizers captured. Points. And there we go. 5.1, flaps full. Start the descent, so I want, what do I say? Geez, like 350 feet per minute descent, so let's keep that. And now 5 miles, we've just passed it. Right, so I don't know. Next 4 miles, 1460. Next 4 miles, 1460. And go around altitude, 2500. Set, get those lights. Final check, gear down, tree green. I think I've been keeping way too steep descent angle. I think this is kind of easier because there's less needles to chase. Whoa, so we are definitely below, so let's slow down the descent. Four miles and we are what, 200 feet below. Okay, so I'll add some power, trim up a bit. Next 3 miles, 1150. So that's 1150 now, and we are, oh jeez, not going right. On localizer, let's correct that heading. Alright, and that's 3 miles. and we are 100 feet low. Next 2 miles, 830. Right, chase that localizer needle. Two miles. Now we're 50 feet high. So let's keep that 350. And yeah, that's the end of the table. And our minima was 600, so 200 to go. I should have started this call as like when we were 500 to go.
500.
You can see the runway there, so I'll normally continue visually, but let me just fly it nicely until this minima, like I would normally do. Right, 50 to go. I'll normally start looking out and I will see the runway already, but let's get it to 600. And 600, runway inside, perfect. I'll check, gear round to green, flaps full, lights on. Reduce the power. I think this landing assured so I can go below VYC. Well, sort of. And let's land. Terrible. Alright, flaps up one notch. Full power. Engine instruments. All good. Rotate. I need to practice touchdowns in this aircraft. Above VICE, positive climb, gear up. Alright, localizer approach. Pretty good. I find it much easier because there's one less needle to chase. However, the minima are higher, so that also makes it easier. Right, we are well above 200 feet above the runway. Reduce power into the green, flaps up, lights off. Cool, it's not getting great, but I am getting the hang of it. It's definitely better than when it started. Let's clear this bad boy. So we are now following the outbound here, and as soon as we pass 1300, which is about now, I'll start the inbound turn into the VR. Which I think is a bit early, because remember we had a hard time catching that VR. Right, let's reduce the climb rate, so we keep it within 1000 feet per minute. I'm consciously banking harder here so I can intercept that VR. There we go. 200 to go. Alright, level off, reduce power 50%. We just passed the VR and we do our usual Usual holding entry, so let's set the holding course 244 and now our 30-degree offset, so 094, keep that for 1 minute. That's like 15 seconds went already. And also I need to trim a bit better. I've been a bit lousy on the trimming. Thirty seconds on the clock. I'll give it until like 45. Oh, let's give it 50. Because I was late with starting the clock. So, pass over the VR, we are doing the offset entry. That's what we're doing, and I think we'll establish the hold and brief the VR approach. That's the plan. Right, I mean it's already up on the clock, so I'm late compared to what I planned for. I don't know how I feel about flying circus all the time. I love it. It's exhausting. It's not as easy as it seems, you've probably noticed. Alright, now I want 30-degree intercept angle. Well, let's make it 45, so around here. Let's see, 244 plus 45, that's like 289. Am I right? Yeah, 289. Also, this plane is, I think, very well modeled, very cool twin trainer for the IFR flying. And what I do, just to have pure instrument flying, I turn off the map. See the eye life. Now keep our heading above the green needle. This should give us smooth intercept. Now the crossing is kicking in, so my track got almost there and I would stop intercepting it, but there we go. Two miles to go. I'm also trying to trim it now. I've been sort of ignoring it before. Because I have this long stick now, I can move it a bit and not feel all too much pressure on the stick, so the trimming gets a bit different because there is no like very distinct center point now on my stick. Let's get the heading under control. That's about perfect. Also, if you want to use any points that are available for channel points, knock yourselves out. The more chaos, the better. Also, I don't need any chaos to be confused and doing things wrong. Right, we'll start that outbound turn and I'll start briefing the approach. Alarm! Alarm! The shit is about to get real. Thanks. Right, we passed the VR. Let's start the left turn. Second! 10 being second. 2 hours into the stream. GG. Absolute madness. My instrument scan is getting a bit better, although it's not very conscious. I think I'm better at noticing. Thank you. You didn't need this round of applause. Alright, get ready. There you go. That's it then. I have Winnie. It's okay. GG. Absolute GG. I feel like all of you are just taking a nap because it's not all the stimuli super entertaining YouTube videos trying to grab your attention, keeping your mind at 110% octane. It's just me with the chills. And you guys are just living. I love it. Okay. So that's our outbound turn. I think we need something extra for the wind correction. Alright, the flag is already there. Let the clock start ticking. Let's keep our heading here. Okay, easy peasy. Alright, Zone Gura. We are on a 2-4 approach. VR is 110.65. We have it tuned in on nav 1 and nav 2 already. Quick look at our attitude. Final approach course 244 is set. Final approach fix 1800. Quick look at the attitude. Okay. Destination altitude 600. So that I have set from the previous one. Quick look at the attitude. See, I'm getting better. Airport elevation 194, MSA 2600 in the highest sector, miss approach, quick look at the altitude, climb straight ahead to 1500, then turn right to VR climbing 2800 and hold on the published hold that we know very well and love at this point, which is inbound 244 out 1064. Okay, quick look at the attitude. We're slightly low. The clock is at 1 minute, so we need to start that inbound turn. See, it's not easy. Try to brief the approach and fly the hold manually at the same time. I think because my Xbox controller is connected, that's why I get this notification at the bottom whenever my mouse times out. CDI live. Right, altitude setting hectopascal. Airport elevation is 7 hectopascals. Airport elevation means if you, well, how do I put it? If you put your altimeter to QNH -7, you should be reading 0. That's what it means. Right, 100 feet low. Transfer level by sea. The aim required racetrack restricted to max 185. Final approach track offset 4 degrees from the runway center line. They don't tell you which direction. Also, I think it doesn't matter. Well, you can tell it by looking at your final approach course and runway heading. But also I think it's not all that important because depending on your crosswind, the runway may be on the left or right side anyway. Right, so that's very similar. It's just a racetrack. So we go left to 7.4, same story, descending to 1100, then final approach course 2.4. Right, 3 miles to go. Let me get that altitude under control. Final approach fix 5.5 from the VR, 3-degree angle, MDA. So minimum descent altitude is 600. We have a table for our descent right versus ground speed. Also, it's fairly coarse, so I find it not to be precise enough most of the time. And we also have a table, so I'll be referencing my altitude table, so same story as on the localizer. Alright, that's all. So we can start it as soon as we pass the VR. which means I will reset the clock. You don't need it. 600 is set, so I can get it off. It's pretty exhausting, not gonna lie. 2 miles to go, 2 miles to go. Also, you're seeing the airport all the time outside. I'm just trying to look inside. I could put my foggles if I wanted to. Do you want me to put the foggles on? Or do you not? Maybe next time. I need to do some crazy operations with the glasses and headphones. Right, 1.5 miles to go, so I won't be too much bothered about the CDI going off. We're not getting too far anyway. Welcome, Gadget! Great to see you. I'm back, you're back. Good times. He's back! I am back. Welcome, welcome. Great to have you. I'm doing IFR practice. We'll be just flying circles above this airport for last 1.5 hours. It's great. I love it. It's exhausting, but it's great. We're doing the VR approach now. And my skills are not where they should be. Alarm. It's Spoot. I think we woke up Spoot. Ah, we're not past the VR yet. Now we're past the VR. So let's start the turn. I'll keep it 2,500 initially. After we complete the turn, then I'll start descending. I think we will have Spoot. Don't worry, fall asleep anyway. Spoot, what time is that your place anyway? It's either middle of the night or very early morning, which is kind of the same thing for you, which is awake time. This guy. Attitude, 5 a.m. Shh. All right. So it's almost getting to your bedtime. I feel like 5 more hours, and it just might be your bedtime. Am I right? Legendary behavior. I need to start doing that because I'm having this. Oh no, I should sleep like a normal person. So I should get. What was that? I think our fuel is getting low. So I should just sleep like a normal person. And go to sleep early, and then I cannot sleep, then I cannot wake up in the morning. Absolute madness. Alright, we are established on the outbound track. Let's descend 1,800. So it looks like 25%, 30% power on the descent is good. Still in the hold? No, we're doing VR approach now, so it's like, you know, hold approaches. They're kind of similar because it's a racetrack. We've done 2 LS approaches, 1 localizer approach, now we're doing the VR approach. Tons of fun, tons of fun. Right, 3.8, and we're going until 7.4. And my skills are not where they should be. Absolute madness. Right, we're on the altitude. Let's add back the power, so 50%. Attitude check. Synchronize that heading back. But to be fair, I think it's much better than when I started. But still, it's nowhere near where I want it to be. I think we need to practice it more. You can definitely see I haven't been flying a lot. Also, whenever I do my exam for my renewal, I will likely go here and fly all those approaches, so that's one of the reasons I chose this one for today. Except in a different aircraft. 1 mile to go. Awesome, you have these follower emotes. You can use them, spam them. You don't need to be a sub, you just need to be a follower. You have, I think, 4 or 5 available. I think they're pretty cool. Knock yourselves out. Also, you can use the channel points. You can wreak havoc. It's absolute madness. Whoa, we passed. Feel low. Uh-oh. Right, so we'll do this landing, do one more approach, and we'll see about the fuel situation. So, now we're turning... So we completed the racetrack, now we're turning inbound for like 30-degree intercept angle. CDI life. I know fuel. I know. He's there. It's just popping in and out. I think it should have like some thresholds implemented, but that was enough to throw me away on my altitude. Alright, let's slow down. Speed check, gear down, speed check, flaps approach, lights on. Make sure I'm not climbing or descending too much. Add the power. I think 60 degree will do the job now. We're almost intercepting that radar. Alright, now they're both definitely in the low condition. Alright, and final approach fix was 5.5. Get that altitude where it should be. I need a lot of back trim. Oh, so see now my track is on the wrong side, so I won't be converging. Now I will be able to intercept that. So the yellow alerts you can cancel by just hitting the alert, but because the fuel is like moving around, is just triggering this on and off. That's why it sounds so mad. Half mile to go. Wait, no, yeah, 0.3 mile to go. Sometimes I get confused that things are moving the wrong way. Alright, we are doing 64 knots ground speed, so we need like 300, 350. Right, that's 5.5, so start the descent, skip the power, speed check, flaps full. I think like 300 feet per minute will do the job. And next 5 miles 1660. Whoa. So we are way past that already. And go around altitude 2500. Set. You should remember to set that before it pings me. Anyway, better late than never. Alright, 5 miles, we're 100 feet low, so let's correct that a bit. I want my speed at or above VYSE marker. I hope you can see that. It's the one at around 70 knots. So I think this power setting is okay, so 60% works like a charm. Let's correct that heading. I honestly think like the VR approaches are much easier because there is no chasing the needles, you just keep the right parameters. Next 4 miles 1340, so we're way below that already. Four miles, 120 miles slow. So I think what I'll do is I'll add some power and keep our descent rate lower. correcting that VR. Next 2 miles 710. Right, now we're on track. Wait, next is 3 miles 1020. Alright, 100 feet below. Next 2 miles 710. You can see the run already there. I just see it in my peripheral vision, but I try not to look there. Awesome. 300 to go. I should be starting these callouts as soon as we are 500 to go. It's a lot to call out. Right. 2 miles. So like 50 below. And our MDA 600, so I would start looking out. Alright, I see the runway. Let's go. Final check, gear down 3 green, flaps full, lights on. I want to keep above VYC, so around this 85 knots, 80 knots. I don't know where it's at. So I want to keep descending as well.
Minimums.
Alright, pray for a good landing this time. Last one was outrageous. I don't think this one's gonna be much better. Let's try. This is way more stabilized than before. I'm slowly rolling back the throttle. Right, landing assured, so I can go way below VYC now. Idle. I think I went to idle way too aggressively. Alright. Think we can do that one more approach. Flaps out 1 notch. Rotate. Accelerate to VICE. Positive climb. Gear up. .200 feet AGL, reduce power to green range, flaps up, lights off. Good stuff. We're looking almost 2.5 hour stream. Alright. So let's clear this. We'll go into the halt and then we'll do that one more approach that we have, which is VR runway 06. I just don't see it here, so hang on. (1,500). Can turn towards the VR. I'll keep higher bank so we can intercept that again. I can reduce the power because we're climbing way too fast. That's better. I want it like within 1000 feet per minute. And the chart that I want is VR runway 06. That's a different one. It's with a base turn. Right, inbound VR, 300 feet to go. Also, I think we'll have hard time landing with this wind. Oh, and we can do another entry. So let's do parallel entry this time. So the entry I'll be doing, hang on, just reduce that throttle 50%. Ever having fun? Any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer to the best of my abilities. So the entry we are doing right now is we'll follow the outbound and then turn and capture that inbound. I forgot to start the clock. Clock is now ticking and my altitude is going to not to hell but to space, which I don't like. I need to retrieve it. I forgot to trim this stick, don't having that much force on it now. So I should be tracking this outbound radar. So we're not doing a great job there. What's happy with the streaming bit? Right, that's better now. Right, 1 minute up, so no right turn. And we'll keep 30-degree intercept angle. So we need to do 180 plus 60. So where we're going is somewhere like 244 plus 30, that's 274. Actually, let's make it 45, so 289. And once we see CDI moving, I'll just shallow this down. I'm explaining reasonably well what I'm doing. I have that enough level of detail. If you want more, let me know. We can spend some more time. But I think doing this, explaining and flying at the same time, is not working. I think I would need to pause a lot, or maybe explain that before the flight. Probably pausing is a bit better, because then you can just follow whatever is happening. Alright, let's get that 45-degree intercept angle. As soon as I see the CDI moving, I'll shallow this to 30-degree. What the book recommends is 30-degree, but what I find is it will usually get you intercepting right at the VR, and that's a bit too late for my comfort. So that's why I prefer 45-degree intercept. It's just much easier. So instead of going like this and having very small time to intercept, I make it much steeper and then have more time to intercept that. That works better for me. So how do I go? Oh, that's how I go out of the edit mode. I see. I'm worried about it's not moving yet. So we'll get established in the halt and I'll brief the approach. CDI live. Perfect. Alright. If it was moving like very fast, I would shallow down immediately, but it's not moving very fast. We're still 3 miles away. So that's enough room for comfort. I'll try to intercept it by keeping my heading above the yellow bar, the yellow CDI bar. That should give us smooth intercept. Alright, we've been flying circles, following procedures so long, I start feeling like I don't know what I'm doing. I look at instruments and I think they're not where they should be, but we're keeping track. Also, I need to like mentally keep my situation awareness. I need to mentally remember where I am on the chart. I think that's a great practice. I can totally recommend doing that, and you can get a lot of whoopsie moments trying to do that. I can do that. Also, my altitude holding got a little bit better. I hope I'm not praising it too early. Right, 1 mile to go. I'll start briefing the approach and flying the hold. So, Zielona Góra, VR runway 06, VR 110.65 is already set on nav 1 and nav 2. 1 mile to go. Final approach course 056. Okay. Final approach fix 1800 feet. Decision altitude 650. Conditional. That's cool. I'll explain that in a second. So that's mean it's more or less the same as the step down fix. So see, there are two MDAs. There's MDA of 770, which is without Zulu Golf 562, which is 3.1 miles DME from the VR. I'm starting the turn now. And let's start the clock. So you can keep descending, but remember that you need to be above 7,770 until you pass DME 3.1. Once you pass DME 3.1, you can go down to your regular MDA, which is 650. And this approach doesn't have DME required, so in theory you can fly it without DME and just have 770. But there are some approaches which also have this step down fix that is showing us two airplane neutral as two different MDAs. However, it's a bit weird because DME is still required, so we can identify this fix. But what it means, basically, you can descend until the first altitude before flying past that fix, and you can descend below after you fly past this fix. So it's basically what's in the US is known as step down fix, but it's just described a bit differently. I've been inclined neutral. I was circle catching you a bit earlier. All the legends were there. Good stuff. Great to see you. We're flying instrument practice, just the green needles, no GPS, no map. I'm just looking at the chart, my green needles and the instruments. Also, Garmin G1000 is a great help because it has this track indicator, so I know where I'm going actually. Alright, when 2 minutes are up, I will start turning because I started the clock when I was passing the VR. I should have marked my beam, but I didn't catch it, so let's give it this way. Alright, so that's discussed. Airport elevation 94, MSA 25 miles from Zulu Golf, 2600 in the highest sector. 2 minutes are up, so let's start turning. My altitude is holding a bit better. I wonder how I'd keep it up when still being in the clouds. Right, I think it's 20 degree bank. I'm not keeping my feet on the pedal, that's why the sleep indicator is screaming at me. Right, that's about it here. Final approach track offset 4 degrees from center line. They never tell which way, but that sort of doesn't matter because depending on crosswind, it can be either side of the window. Okay. Get the intercept angle again. Let's keep like this. Ooh, the altitude. So what we do? We are establishing the hold, and we'll follow this teardrop on the outbound, which is what? No, here is the outbound. So category A and B, 2 to 4 degrees. and we keep it until distance 7.4. Then we turn right on the inbound final approach track 056. I think we can start it now. And as soon as we pass the VR, we can start descending to 1800 and keep it that after return. Final approach fix Zulgo 561 at distance 5.7 from the VR, and then we start our descent. It's jeez, the altitude, trying to fly when looking there when I should be looking here, not easy. I have just bringing it a bit closer when I'm doing that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I should have been doing this all along. 3-degree descent angle will be like, I don't know, 400 feet per minute. And you know what we'll do? We'll do circle to land. It's gonna be absolute madness. So it's gonna be 680 for us. So let's get that to 680. So, outbound to 4, then right into 056, 5.7 we start descent, 3 descent angles, so 5 times ground speed will be our descent rate, and then we'll do circle to land. So what we'll do is we'll follow sort of this track, break off, and fly like that. I will discuss it in more details, but I don't feel I have the mental capacity to talk you through this, so maybe I'll just descend as we are doing this. So we'll do 45 for, I don't know, it was 30 seconds, then wait until we are abeam, and this is pretty much the normal pattern for us, but there's a bit more to it. Right. Four is coming up, so next will be 2 to 4. Right, I can dial in 2 to 4 already on our course. And we just intercept that radial. And we can start descending 1800. My preferred power for the descent was, what, 30%? I already forgot. And we'll do this final landing at Holiday. However, this landing could be absolute madness because I'll do this circle to land. Let's just see, is there an annotation? No. Alright, we are past that radial, so I need to correct here. I thought we are very close, so that will be rather small correction. 200 to go. I leveled off a bit too early. Let's keep it at 50%. There we go. The radial's almost there. And we go until 7.4 DME. So 4.5 miles to go. Right, just on the radial. Let's correct that. Let's keep that altitude. Next time I'll make sure I find some airport with actual clouds. Or I think what I'll do, I'll use active sky and dial in my metro manually. That's gonna be great. So you can dial in, so we just pop out right at the minimum, or like 50 feet higher, or maybe 100 feet higher. That's gonna be great. Alright, 3.5 miles to go. Three miles to go. Hundred 10% focus. Don't worry about it. We're fine. The fuel situation, not great. Two miles to go. One mile to go. Half mile to go. Now I'm doing all the callouts like madman. Point 2. It switched from point 2 to point 4, I swear. Alright, right into 056. And the rough approach fix is at 5.7. Wow, the altitudes. I'll keep some good 30-degree intercept. Oh no, actually CDI alive, so no need for that. Let's keep this intercept angle, otherwise oh, actually it's the wind correction. That's why it stopped moving. Airport is right there, so you can track it. I'll try to look inside. One mile to go. Start reducing. Speed check, gear down. Flaps approach. Lights on. Oh no, the altitude. Let's go back on the altitude. Now we're on the radial. 5.7, so we can start the descent. 135 ground speed, so that will put us like 700 feet per minute. And next we check 5 miles 1580. 5 miles 200 feet high. Right, so I need to increase the descent rate. Next 4 miles 1260. Speed check, flaps full. Alright, 4 miles 1260. Add the power. The 4 miles. Alright, so we are gear take on profiles. 3 miles, next 3 miles 950. We're at 400 to go. 3 miles 50 feet high. Next 2 miles 630, but that's already below minimum. 200 to go.
500.
100 to go. Alright, I'll keep it at 700 feet so we have some buffer. I see the runway, so I can start our circle to land. I'll hide the tablet. Actually, flaps up one notch, so I'm not in the full flaps configuration. So, break off 45-degree angle. Got below minimum. Start the timer. Now that's gonna be difficult because I can't look out too much. And I forgot to start the timer. Great. And we're out of the altitude. Alright. Let's try to make it reasonable with the limited resources that I have. Alright, let's go to runway downwind heading. Now the altitude, absolute madness. I got 300 with up, I absolutely shouldn't have. I need to reduce the power. Right, so we're up on a beam almost now. Well, let's assess the situation from here. So I want to be on my final approach somewhere around here. So I'll just track this place on the ground. Even though I should be looking at the runway, I just don't have the feasibility to do that in the sim without track IR. And I should have kept the altitude more precisely. There's runway. So, let's start the turn. I will do just one turn. It should bring us on final. Let's see how that works. Make sure I look at my flight parameters here. So, bank up to 30 degrees. And make sure I'm well above stall speed. There we go. There's the runway. Speed check, flaps full, reduce power, and we're good for landing. That was a bit botched, at least with me not holding the altitude. But we'll practice that more. Definitely need more practice with that. So I think what I need is some... Well, track error will just solve my problem, so I'll get it ready for the next time. Final check, gear down 3 green, flaps full, lights on. And remember, I keep VYSE, the best single engine climb speed, until I'm landing assured, which basically means until I'm passing the threshold. There we go, errors, we're about to arrive, unless something big happens. Alarm. With this night, I have this black hole approach. I have a hard time gauging how high I'm above the runway, especially since we don't have puppy and we don't have the center line. It makes it much more difficult. Right, landing assured, so I'm starting to slowly roll back the throttle, not making the mistake I made the last time. Round out. Now going to flare. This guy, absolute chaos. I think you were taking a nap and just woke up. We're idle now, boom, smash. Keep that backstick pressure. There we go.
Danger, master, danger.
Danger, no danger. We're all good. Right, let's turn. So what you can do is you can do differential power for the turn. Uh-oh. Right, that's no more flying for us. I mean, this is absolutely last minute to do it, quite literally. Of course, in real aircraft, I will be more conscious about my fuel and keeping the reserve and everything here because it's the same. I didn't bother that much, but as you can clearly tell, our fuel ran out just this instant. But I was right. Absolute danger. Alright, a lot of flying. I super enjoyed it. It was fun. Let's shut this plane down, shall we? And just call emergency services to get us out of the runway. Absolute madness. There we go. Plane is planing. I like it. Good stuff. Very good stuff. What we can do now is we can review the flight. Hang on. There we go. Whoa. Alright, that's all we did. I mean, looks pretty consistent. Look at that. Look at that intercept leg here. This dog leg here compared to what it looks like on the chart. See, here they think you'll just get on the final heading, but for me it was a hefty intercept leg. Other than that, a ton of holes. Those racetracks with the intercept leg again. Pretty cool stuff. I don't know if you can make it look any better. Also, those navgraph like have a trail. I don't think they do. Is there a trail now? I can't remember. Right, good flying, good practice. My skills definitely not there. Need way more practice, but you can see it's been getting better this session, so it hopefully will get even better next session. That's one of my favorite ways to practice. I can totally recommend that. You can see it's fun. It's challenging, especially if you turn off the map and GPS and you do all the keeping track of where you are. Situational awareness in your head, just the green needles, definitely can be a lot, and things are happening fast, so it's totally advisable to use some slow plane like Cessna 172. It will just give you so much more time for thinking about where you are. Right. You know, my gear is not quite there, but we can still do some outro music with the uke, aka ukulele, whatever we call it. I've been having fun. I totally enjoyed it. Let's see, almost 3 hours coming up on the stream. We were flying at 45-minute mark. Good stuff. Good stuff there. Also, I had a chat on the stream. I've been hesitant to do that because, well, I have. But it's now up. I hope it helps. It should be a bit easier to keep track of what we're doing on your own mobile or anything. And what do I need? I know. I need my uke, but I think what I'll do is I'll turn off the filters on the microphone that are designed for voice, and it should be much better. So let me do that. No, sorry if I blur into your ears too much. I'll try to be gentle. Here's the uke. It works. I know it's a bit quiet, but I'll keep it that way. I'll be fine. For those of you that don't know, I normally had like a few instruments set up, and I made a loop with a looper, like with a guitar, bass, and drums that came from loop. But now, because all my stream setup stuff is not ready yet, I'm just doing it the easy way. So here's the uke, no looper, no anything, unplugged. Here we go. Right, I think that's enough. Let me find someone to write. I'll play the uke again. Oh, sorry for your ears. Sorry. Hang on. That's my bad. I forgot to turn on the mic effects, and I think it blasted your ears. Sorry for that. You can get your new ears at newears.com. Use VexFreeze for 99% discount. It will still be 1 million, but you can handle it. Let me find someone we can write, and then I'll go into the ending scene, and we can still play the uke. I'll totally do that. So let's see who's there. Let's see who's there. Latest spy. With the right, how many of us are here? Let's see. Not that many of us. We can go. Who do we go? Let's go Spy. I love Spy. He's very cool. I don't know how he does that, but he has so many viewers. Anytime I say anything, he says hi Vex. Also, so does Kenko. So the right. Or do we go for Kenko? Let's go for the Spy. We'll go for Kenko next time. Alright, so that's it. I'll be back again sometime in the future. I won't let you know. I'll just start streaming like Dryzen does. So whenever I'm ready. I'll start streaming and we'll do some more practice. It's been absolute fun. Thank you for coming. I absolutely enjoyed it. So without further ado, let's go to the ending scene and play the uke and do the raid. It's gonna be fun. So the raid is up. Thank you for coming. But wait, there will be also the uke. The uke is coming. Hang on. Right, the guy is just landing. Let's go for the raid. I'll see you there. Bye bye.